Recording is.
Good morning and welcome to Buddies. Before we get started, as you just heard, we are recording this session. We're recording this session for member reflection, as well as information could be used for promotional purposes. Now, before we get started, I'd like to remind you of a couple ground rules. First, please place yourself on mute when you're not speaking. Don't interrupt our speakers. Please pay close attention through the meeting. And most important, support your fellow Toastmasters with your warm smiles and your applause. So with that, let's have a great meeting. Back to you, Denise.
Thank you, Mary. Welcome, all Toastmasters and guests. I'm happy to see some of your faces coming back to us, and to those new visiting us, welcome to Buddies. Now, for those of you visiting us for the first time, allow me to elaborate on what Toastmasters is. Toastmasters International is a nonprofit organization that was founded in 1924 in California, USA, with the mission of developing more competent leaders and communicators. I would like to share with you one article that I found on Forbes, and it's on communication and leadership. I like this article because it starts with this powerful sentence. Not all good communicators can lead, but all good leaders can communicate. And as you know, in these hard times, we've come into a more virtual world where most of us are still teleworking and engaging in a lot of business settings that are through a camera. So this article that I will be sharing in the chat is titled The 6 Leadership Communication Skills. And I just want to let you know what those 6 are, because here in Buddies, we practice all of them. The 6 leadership communication skills are written, verbal, presentation, nonverbal, cross-cultural, and listening. I will be posting this in the chat for your careful reflection later on, and continue on to talking about what Buddies is. Buddies is an fully online club that's beginner friendly. It was founded in 2016 with more than 30 active members, and today continues to foster a supportive environment for everyone to grow, learn, and develop their skills. So I would like to formally welcome you to this meeting. I wish you an exciting experience and a good time. And without further ado, I would like to turn it over to our Toastmaster of the day, Nicole, to host our meeting. Nicole, please take it over.
Thank you very much, Denise. All right, everyone. Welcome to Buddies. I would like to start off today's meeting by presenting our meeting theme. And today's meeting theme is luck. So I've found myself in situations, I don't know about you, where a lot of people are like, oh, you're so lucky about being able to have X opportunity. It's so lucky that you're able to do these things or experience certain things. And my grandfather once told me this quote. I know he's not the author of it, but it's something that he used to live by. And it's that luck is where opportunity meets preparation. So a lot of the times when people feel like, oh, you're so lucky that you were able to get that opportunity, it's mostly because you don't get to see people, I'm going to use the term grinding, but it's just they keep being at certain things. So sometimes, I'm going to use this for example, you may come to Toastmasters and you may see that someone speaks very eloquently, someone speaks very paused, very confident. And a lot of that time, people are like, oh, you're so lucky. I wish I could speak like you. But quite frankly, when you get to a level to speak like that, the person is usually still nervous, but it mostly has to do with them keeping practicing, keeping exposing themselves so that they can be better. They keep opening themselves up to opportunity and they keep preparing. And the more you prepare, at some point, You'll meet an opportunity where all your preparation will be worth it, and you'll be lucky enough to receive something that you may have been dreaming of or may not even have been expecting, but it's wonderful for you in your life. So please remember the definition of luck. There's a lot of definitions, but one of them can be luck is when opportunity meets preparation. So that being said, let's continue on with our meeting so that we can prepare and be lucky in the future. I would like to start off the meeting by presenting our meeting facilitators. And the first facilitator I would like to present today is our timer. And today's timer is Madan. So everyone, please welcome Madan.
Hello everyone, thank you Nicole. So as the timer today, I would keep track of the duration of all the speakers and role takers, and I would be showing red, green and yellow colors at different points in time of the speech. Let me just bring that up. So I'd be showing a green color in this manner, yellow and red. So for the table topics, I'd be showing green color at 1 minute, yellow at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red at 2 minutes. And for the speech evaluations, I'd be showing a green at 2 minutes, yellow at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and red at 3 minutes. And the duration for certain roles like grammarian and general evaluator are dependent on the agenda of the meeting. And finally, all speakers and role takers have a 30-minute grace period, and I'll be showing the red color only after that. So back to you, Nicole.
Thank you very much, Madan. Okay, so now we'll be moving on to our next facilitator. Our next facilitator is the grammarian, and today's grammarian is Riley. So everyone, please welcome Riley.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. My name is Riley, and I'll be your grammarian for today. What this means is that I'll be paying close attention to the use of language and any outstanding words and phrases and introducing the word of the day. Today's word of the day is implore. Implore means to make an earnest request to someone. Implore means to say something as a request in a sincere or urgent manner. So a few examples of implore would be, don't go, I implore you. Or state and local officials are continuing to implore people to wear masks and refrain from travel. It's an excellent word. I find it makes everyone sound really intelligent when they use it. So I'm gonna just set a goal for us today of 15 uses. Let's see if I'm gonna employ everyone to use implore a number of times today, because I think it'll be great. Works very well with the theme of the day, and it'll be amazing if we can reach this goal. At the end of the meeting, I'll be providing my report, and I really hope that I can observe many uses. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Riley. That's an awesome word of the day. Okay, then our next facilitator is our counter, and today's counter is Karen. Everyone, please welcome Karen.
Good morning, and I implore all of you all to please put up with my poor green screen setup here. I've been having technical issues. I guess I need to count that. Of course, my name is Karen, and as the counter, my job is to note any overused words, overlong pauses, and filler words such as well, so, and etc. During the evaluation section of the meeting, I'll be presenting the report with my findings. Back to you, Nicole.
Thank you very much, Karen. And now we'll present our final facilitator for today, which is our audio, video, and body language monitor. Today's audio, video, body language monitor is Mary. So everyone, please welcome Mary.
Good morning, and I implore you to use the word implore for this meeting. So today, I'm going to be your audio, video, and body language monitor. So as that, part of my responsibility is to kind of watch throughout the meeting to see that everybody is properly framed, the lighting might be good, that there are no unnecessary distraction. At the end of the day, I will report out on what we see during today's session. So thank you. Back to you, Nicole.
Thank you very much, Mary. Okay, so right before heading into our prepared speaking section, let's try to break the ice with some jokes. And our meeting's joke master for today is Dennis. So everyone, please welcome Dennis.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dennis. I'm your joke master for today. As a joke master, I'm going to warm up this meeting and bring some joy to you. And to do that, I prepared for some slides to better present my maybe joke or some fun to you. So is it possible for me to share the screen? Okay, let me try. Okay, so can you see the screen? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, so today, let's do some quiz for my preparation. So the first question is, so if you know the answer, please raise your hand and I might or might not call on you to answer this question. Or I implore you to participate in this quiz event. Okay, so first question is, which month has 28 days? Which month has 28 days? So anyone know this answer?
All months.
Okay. Sorry?
Every month has 28 days.
Oh, you're very good. Yeah, good. Every month. I thought you will answer February, but yeah, you're right. It's every month. Don't you believe it? I have a proof. So this is the calendar of this year. So we have May, June, April, May, and June. We have 28, 28, and 28. Okay, so you know the answer. Okay, I don't know if I amused you. All right, so let's move on to the next question. So we know Emily's father has $3. The first two are April and May. So what's the third daughter's name? Anyone knows know the question? Please raise your hand.
Well, Dawn is raising their hand with the reactions. And so is Madi.
Oh. Okay, so Madi,
Logical one's June.
who?
The logical one is June.
Yeah, but the answer is
Emily.
Emily. Yeah, you wanna know why? Because Emily's father had $3. There's no more. So we have April, May, and Emily. Good. All right, so let's move on to the next one. So what's the answer to life, universe, and everything? So A, infinity. B, I don't know, but it's definitely unfathomable. And C, it's science and philosophy. Or D, 42. Does anyone know this answer and want to answer this question?
According to the white mice, it's 42.
Yeah.
Wow, everyone knows the answer. I'm
I know
delighted.
the movie.
All right, thank you. It seems like no one gets confused because the answer is 42. Yeah. I was wondering if there is anyone who doesn't know the answer to this or who wants to know the reason why it's 42.
Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not joking. If you Google it, the answer to life, the universe, and everything, it says 42. If you Google it. And I believe this is from a drama or a novel named I don't know, Galaxy Travel Guidelines or something. I don't remember, but if you Google it, the answer to life and the universe and everything, it says 42.
It's a movie. Movie
Oh, okay.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
It's from a book.
Mhm. Yeah, I heard that, and you can find some footage on YouTube. So I I think human beings created a supercomputer for like 10,000 years, and the computer did the calculation for another 75 million years, and the computer found the answer to be 42. All right, so the next question is, what is 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 1, and so on and so forth? So is it 1 or half or 0 or 42, because it's the answer to everything? Who wanna join? Yeah, because I have hard time seeing who is raising the hand, but yeah, if you know the answer, just answer it.
Definitely
Zero.
0.
Sorry, what is it?
0.
0. Any else? Any answer else? If no,
I would also say 0.
0. Okay, if no, I'll show you the answer is half. 1/2. How is it possible? Is anyone interested in the derivation? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so let me show you. So if we assume s equal to 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 1, and so on, and then we can easily shift a step from the first place to the next place, and then we have the same 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1. And then we just add up these two equations or formula anyway. We get 2s equals 1, and then s equals 1/2. Is it interesting?
Doesn't work.
All right, so we had
1 minus 1 is 0, plus 1 minus 1, which is 0. So 0 plus 0 is 0.
0 plus 0. Oh no, if you just added these two lines, we can have 1 here, but this minus 1 and this plus 1 counterbalanced, and this plus 1 and this minus 1 also canceled out, and then we canceled out everything after the second place, and then we have 1 left here and 2s here, so we have 1/2. Yeah, congratulations, we have weird knowledge here.
I guess
Okay.
I spent that day in school.
Well, kind of, but that one is not very strict. It's a funny mathematics. All right,
I
so
wasted studying engineering.
okay. All right, so if you don't have more question about the weird math, I have one common sense for you. This is my last question for this part. Okay, please name the smallest planet in the solar system. Is it Pluto, or is it Earth, or Mercury, or the Jupiter?
Pluto.
Really? Hello?
Pluto's a dog.
Mercury,
Pluto, Earth, or Jupiter? All right, so
Pluto.
Jupiter. Okay, so let me reveal the answer, which is Mercury. Mercury is the smallest one. Yeah, so I have proof here. This is what I found online. So comparing to Jupiter, it's the biggest one, and then Mercury is it's even smaller than the Earth. So it has only 3,000 miles in diameter. But you might want to ask why it is not Pluto, because the Pluto was kicked out a couple of years ago from the solar system. It's no longer a planet in the solar system.
They reversed that decision.
You know, I've heard that some kids are very disappointed and frustrated because Pluto was kicked out.
They kicked it out almost 20 years ago, but they reversed it about 5 years ago.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. Yeah, I wish I could have the right to include other planets or dolph planet or even other, I don't know what it is, this zodiac stuff or astrology in my career. Okay, so I think that's all I have for you guys. And so let's have a fun meeting. And thank you so much. Back to you, Nicole, ma'am Toastmaster. Thanks.
Great, thank you very much, Dennis. Okay, so now we'll be heading into our first section of the meeting, which is the prepared speeches. So for the prepared speeches, I'll be starting off by presenting the first evaluator, and then the evaluator shall present their speaker, and so on and so forth. So our first evaluator for today is Denise. So everyone, please welcome Denise.
Thank you, Nicole. Yeah, when you have a lot of windows open, it can take a while. Okay, so thank you, everyone. Yeah, I will be introducing Vivek Dixit. Vivek is in his project 3, researching and presenting, level 1, mastering fundamentals of his dynamic leadership pathway. Vivek is a fellow past president in Buddies, and he is joining us from India. He lives in the capital and has been very supportive of Buddies and is also in IT, information technology. So that's a little bit about Vivek. Now, I implore you to please help me give a warm welcome to Vivek. Vivek, take it over.
Hello, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. Have you ever had this feeling when you started trying to achieving a goal? You had started working towards achieving your goal, and in the initial stage, you did great. You were very enthusiastic about it, but then you reached a point when you started losing steam. You became busy in your life, and you were not getting time to keep pursuing that goal, and you felt like giving up. Did ever you have any such feeling? I had this feeling so many times, and I would like to give 2 examples from my life. The first example is from Toastmasters. When I had joined Toastmasters, I joined it because I wanted to improve my career prospects, and I was very enthusiastic about Toastmasters. I completed my first path in very less time. It was in 10 months, and I was doing great. I became part of EC team in 1 year, so everything was going great for me. But then I became more and more involved in other things in my life, and I became lesser and lesser frequent in my meetings. And there reached a point when I thought to myself, whether should I continue my journey in Toastmasters or should I just leave it? The other example is from the IT department. When I moved into IT, earlier I was into different department. And when I moved into IT department, I was again very enthusiastic about it. And just when I moved into IT, I did a certification course, which was very difficult. Many people who attempt that certification course, they are not able to crack it in the first attempt. But I studied hard and I was able to crack that certification course easily in first attempt. But then again, I became busy in my work, and even though I wanted to do more certification, but I could not do them, even though I had planned. But I just felt like whether I should keep on doing my regular work or should I work hard and again started working towards my goal of doing more certifications in IT. So I did some research that when we have this feeling of giving up, what can we do? And I have come up with 3 things which we can do when we are going through this feeling of giving up on our goals. The first thing that we can do is reconnect with why. There must be some reason because you want for you to start working towards your goals. Start thinking about that reason. Like I thought, why I had joined Toastmasters. I had joined Toastmasters because I wanted to improve my career prospects. I did not want to win some contest, or I did not want to become a motivational speaker. I just wanted to improve my career prospects. So I thought to myself, does the reason still hold true? And I thought to myself, yeah, as I have moved up in my career ladder, it's more important for me to be a good communicator. So if you think about the reason why you had started pursuing a particular goal, you will feel more energetic and you will feel motivated again towards pursuing your goal. The second thing that you can do is acknowledge there will be problems. I don't think there would be any person who would have become successful without overcoming obstacles. If it was easy to become successful, achieve goals without problems, then everyone would be successful. Everyone would be achieving their goals and everyone would be successful. But we cannot become successful without overcoming obstacles. So whenever you come across an obstacle, just take it lightly and think that, yeah, problems will be there. You just need to overcome those obstacles or problems in order to achieve your goal. The third thing that we can do is reward ourselves. We can divide our goals into smaller sub goals. And whenever you achieve a particular sub goal, do something for yourself. You can buy something for yourself. You can give yourself treat. You can go out for eating. Do something which makes you feel happy and special. If you do that, you will again feel more energetic. So these are 3 steps or things which I have discussed with you, which you can do when you feel like giving up. I have made an acronym for these 3 steps, and the acronym is WAR, W-A-R. WAR, W is for reconnect with why, A is for acknowledge that there will be problems, and R is for reward yourself. I hope the steps that I have discussed with you, you found those steps helpful and you would use these steps in order to achieve your goals. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Vivek. All right, we'll now be moving on to our second prepared speech. And our second evaluator for today, presenting our second speaker, is Alan. So everyone, please welcome Alan.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everybody. How are you? Tonight's speech is, one moment, put it up on the screen. It'll be Tracy Stewart's speech in the Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring, Horrible Bosses. I can't quite see the rest of it at the moment. I've got to change the resolution on the screen. The purpose of the project is for the member to clearly identify Toastmasters. Oh, hang on. I've got to bring the screen up larger. Sorry about that. It caught me a bit off guard for a minute there. Okay. The purpose of the speech is for the member to clearly define Toastmasters badge mentoring. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspects of previous experiences as a protege. The speech is 5 to 7 minutes long. Madam Toastmaster.
Okay, so everyone, please welcome Tracy.
Madam Toastmaster, my fellow Toastmasters and guests. Horrible bosses. Have you ever had a horrible boss? Okay, you may not want to say the word horrible. You can say difficult then. They look like this, and this, and this. Okay, so you get the picture. Have you ever seen a horrible boss? Have you ever had a horrible boss? Have you ever been a horrible boss? A horrible boss is a horrible thing. In most cases, bosses are not just your supervisors. They're people who you look to be your mentor, someone who will train you up in a company and guide you along the right way. Or at least that's what you would expect. Some surprising and revealing things came to me as I researched this topic. Horrible bosses, they can affect your relationships in a bad way. They can put risk to your health, but you can also learn a great deal from horrible bosses. Horrible bosses can affect your relationships. You can't even leave them at the office. They just follow you home and stress your entire family out. Baylor University did a study of 280 full-time employees and their significant others. And it was reported that employees who had horrible bosses experienced stress and tension on the job and took the stress and tension home to their family life and their relationships. The significant others were also interviewed, and they also said that the employees, once they reported or told them that they had horrible bosses at work, that they experienced more stress and tension in their relationships at home with their families, and it was more frequent. Horrible bosses in the study were seen as bosses who told you your thoughts or feelings were stupid, who humiliated you in front of others, who told you you were incompetent, or expressed anger or were mad at you for reasons that had nothing to do with you. It was also stated, though, that those who were in longer relationships, that the horrible boss situations affected them less. So let's stay together, people. Horrible bosses, they affect your health. They put it at risk. Horrible bosses are killers, literally. A Swedish study showed that the more employees felt that their bosses were incompetent, the more they were at risk for heart attack, heart disease, angina, and other death-related causes. This risk grew the longer the employees were in this environment. Horrible bosses, you can still learn a lot from them, a great deal from them. In my younger years, after I graduated from college, I was eager to get a job with my accounting degree and just enjoy my life and look forward to my future. I didn't want to do anything stressful like take the CPA exam and have the stress of the results or not passing. So I got a job with an industrial company as an accountant, where I was going to be groomed to be the financial controller, because the financial controller at the time was going to be retiring in about 2 years. I was so looking forward to this. I said, this is going to be great. I'm going to have a stable job and make good money. My future is going to be set. HR introduced me to my boss, who I thought would be a mentor that I could learn and, just be groomed from in these 2 years. And she gave me a great warm welcome. But that was the extent of our mentorship. She threw me with a clerk who taught me payables, how to prepare checks and write and pay vendors or suppliers. I never worked with her 1 minute. I was drowned in making checks and payments. I was miserable. I was unhappy. There were times when I would hear her laughing in her office and making jokes about me to the employees. She even contacted HR, and I overheard her telling them that I wasn't doing my job or what I was being brought in there to do. But she never taught me anything. I was never being trained with her. I never spent any time with her. I realized then that she felt threatened, that she didn't want to teach me because she thought that she would lose her job sooner. So she isolated me and I learned nothing. I was depressed. I was unhappy. I went home and I told my husband that I was miserable on my job. I didn't want to get out of bed. I felt like I had cement to my feet every time it was a day for me to go to work. And I decided at that moment that I was no longer going to let someone chart the course to my future. I decided that I was going to study and do the CPA exam. I studied and I passed 2 parts on my own. I interviewed with a big 6 firm and I got a job with KPMG. I was able to leave that horrible job situation and they paid for me to finish the exam and I became a certified accountant. I decided then that from that moment on, I was going to be a good boss, a good mentor, that anyone that I could help, I would train them and teach them in what they needed to know or anything that I could help them with. That was going to be my legacy. That is what I learned from that horrible boss situation. What can you learn from having a horrible boss? What type of boss or mentor will you be? What will your legacy be? Madam Toastmaster, back to you.
Thank you very much, Tracy. That was a very important message, and I implore everyone to remember it. Okay, so now we'll be moving on to our third and final prepared speaker for today. And our evaluator presenting our final speaker is Marina. So everyone, please welcome Marina.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. Before I go into the evaluation criteria for Lillian, please may I have Lillian's speech title? Lillian, if you can hear me, please can you give me your speech title verbally?
Sure, I'm doing my icebreaker speech today.
Okay.
4
and
to
your
6
title?
minutes.
Your title?
My reason for joining Toastmasters.
Okay, perfect, lovely. All right, let me just go through the evaluation criteria for your icebreaker speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. So I would like to introduce Lillian Monari, speaking to the title, My Reason for Joining Toastmasters. My reason for joining Toastmasters, Lillian Monari. Thank you.
Thank you, Marina. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and our guests. When I joined Toastmasters 3 years ago, I didn't know it would have an impact in my personal life and my professional life. I was born and raised in Kenya. I moved to the United States with my whole family when I was in my last year of high school. And my long life dream was to become a registered nurse, to help other people, to have the skills to be able to help other people, especially in times of need and when they are sick. So after high school, I joined nursing school and became a registered nurse. And I worked in the ICU, taking care of really sick patients. And I loved it. I got the gratification of seeing patients get better and transfer out of the ICU. And that was so rewarding for me. So after 10 years of working in the ICU, I decided I wanted to go back to school, to graduate school, to specialize in being a nurse anesthetist. So 3 years ago, I decided to do that. And I had everything prepared. I had made sure I had good grades and everything that I needed to join grad school. But my biggest mountain was the interview process. The program I was interviewing for was taking a lot of applicants, over 200 applicants for 26 sports. And just the interview itself intimidated me. So I opened up to my nurse manager and implored her to give me ideas on how I could develop my interview skills. And that's when she introduced Toastmasters to me and said, there's a club you can join to develop your speaking skills, your communication skills, and especially English being my second language. I also needed to develop in using English and really develop in communicating in English so I could reach my goal of doing well in my interview, my graduate school interview. Joined Toastmasters. I love the environment. It was so supportive. Everybody was supportive, even in my non-prepared speeches, everybody clapped, and I got to develop my interview skills. And 6 months later, I applied, did the interview. I did really well. I felt confident after the interview, and I got into grad school, my long-term dream. But I had made a community of friends in Toastmasters, people who are, committed in developing themselves in personal development. And I really love that. So I stayed in Toastmasters for that reason. And I remember one day a Toastmaster member shared about running and the benefits of running. And at that time, I hated running. I've never been active in my life, but listening to her speech really inspired me. And it wasn't even a prepared speech. But that inspired me to start running. And I started running, and about 9 months later, I ran my first marathon. And since then, I said I'll consider myself a marathon runner, and I'll continue running. So I've run 3 marathons, and today I'm preparing to run another marathon this year. So Toastmasters has had a profound impact in my life, in my health, especially just inspiring me to start being active and running from that speech. And I also got to learn about Zoom, especially last year with the COVID. I learned about Zoom and how I can use Zoom. And I started a family meeting on Zoom that I get to talk to my family members from around the world. Some are in Kenya, people I saw like 20 years ago. I get to see them on the Zoom meeting, and they really appreciate. And it was from the skills that I learned from Toastmasters and using the Zoom platform to bring us together and being connected, especially in this time of COVID and isolation, and still being able to stay in touch with people from all over the world and my family members from all over the world. So Toastmasters has had a profound impact, like I've shared. I feel like it was luck. It was just opportunity that meets with preparation. I definitely feel that was for me, and joining Toastmasters that has helped me reach my professional goals and some of the personal goals that I've shared with you today. So I hope you reach your goals too, whatever reason that brought you to Toastmasters. Hope you remember that every day and keep showing up, and the energy and all the energy that you put into Toastmasters, it will benefit you, I hope, in your personal life and your professional life, because that's been my experience. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Lillian, for your imploring message. Okay, everyone. So now we are ending out our prepared speaking section. So I would like to request the host to please post the poll for the best prepared speaker. Beautiful. And in the meantime, we'll be moving now into the impromptu speaking section, which is also known as the table topics. Something important to note is that for the table topics, members and guests can participate if they so wish to. So now I'll be handing over the impromptu speaking section to our table topics master of today, and that is Ragav. So everyone, please welcome Ragav.
Thanks, Nicole. Hello, everybody. How are all of you doing today? So as Nicole mentioned, the table topics segment is an important segment. This is where all of you get to participate and give your impromptu speeches. The speeches are 2 to 3 minutes, and guests and our members are welcome to participate. All you have to do is drop your name in the chat box and you'll get a question to answer. So without ado, I'll share my screen. Okay, so let me know if you're seeing this all right.
Yes.
Good. And let's have the names rolling in the chat box. Okay, Han. Han will have our first question. Han,
Yes, hello.
I'm following the theme of the meeting last week. So the theme for today's table topics is also train of opportunities. So Han gets to choose
Okay, I
the
will choose
first
number
train
one.
that he wants to ride. Choose a number, Han.
I'll
Wow,
choose
nice.
number one, please.
Okay. One big opportunity that you are waiting for.
One big opportunity. Thank you for the question. That's very interesting, actually. One big opportunity that I'm waiting for. I would say at work, I suppose, and we're all perhaps waiting for this kind of opportunity as well to get a promotion, I suppose, and to just improve lifestyle, get more money, and to do some more interesting things, to manage some people. And yeah, that kind of thing, I think we're all looking forward to, hopefully sometime in our career. And what can I do for that is just kind of prepare, really, and just improve my public speaking, improve my the way that I present myself, not just in front of the camera, but also with people that I meet every day. And just these little interactions that I may have with people in the workplace and in all kinds of life's events, then hopefully when the opportunity comes, then I can pick up on it. So that would be what I'm preparing for. Thank you very much. Back to you, Raghav.
Awesome, Han. Advance congratulations for your next promotion. So our next speaker is Mati. Mati,
Hello.
what's the question? What's the train that you want to ride?
7.
Okay. One unique opportunity that you took in the last year, and where did that take you?
So the pandemic was a huge change to all of our lifestyles. And when it was happening, I thought, this is a big moment. I could divide my life into before pandemic and after pandemic. So this is a big milestone. And I decided to use that. So I was mostly home, and I decided to use that opportunity to develop good habits. For example, exercising every day, complimenting others, or even I ended up quitting my job and pursuing my passion in music, since it was the opportunity and I was mostly home and my job wasn't paying me anymore. Basically, it was not the only reason, but we'll get into that later. Anyways, I think that there are a lot of people who complain about the pandemic, and well, I understand some people are extroverts and for them it's hard to be stuck at home. It's like a bird being in a cage trying to cut the jail out and just break free. But I'm an introvert. I enjoy staying home. And for me, I think you can always complain about this any situation, or you could try to see the silver lining, try to use it as an opportunity to make a change, to make your life better. And it's yellow, so I can stop. Yay, thank you.
Awesome, Mati. And yes, interesting fun fact is that I too took the opportunity to join Buddies when we started the pandemic. So our next table topic speaker is Maurice. Maurice, if you see our screen, you see my screen, which train are you going to ride?
3.
Okay. What are the top 3 skills or attributes, according to you, to seize that next big opportunity?
What are the 3 big skills or opportunities to take that next step? For me, joining Toastmasters was one of my big aims to improve my communication skills and not be misunderstood because of different life problems. Attributes. I think my greatest attribute is that I'm a caring person and treat people with respect. Other opportunity that I wish to enhance is to spend more time overseas, visiting my friends and in refugee camps around the globe. Back to you.
Awesome, Morris. And you seem to be very good with animals as well. Let's go. Our next speaker, if I have it right, is table topic speaker is Bruce. Bruce, what's the train that you would like to ride?
Maybe number 6. Number 6.
6.
Yeah.
Okay. Your perspective. One big opportunity versus a train of small opportunities.
Okay, give me a second. I can only say it. Your perspective, one big opportunity with small opportunities. Okay. Okay, good. I believe in my whole life, I think I had many opportunities, either big or small. But when we really have opportunities, we have to ask ourselves, if it's for me, if I really want it, is it for my future goal? Just like, oh, this thing is what I want to do in my future or for my whole life. Then I can decide I will do it or not. I don't care if it's a big or small. Just like you want to eat some food. Well, that one is very expensive, right? You don't want to miss it, but actually you hate it. You have allergy toward it. Then what do you do? And maybe another cheap food, but you like it very much, and you can either eat it every day. That's the same as opportunities. So I only prefer the opportunities I really want, and I want to do it, and it can grow me to person or to achieve a goal or reach a destination I want in the future. Then I will prefer that one. So I don't care if it's big or small. I only care if it's the opportunity I have in my heart. Back to you.
Awesome, Bruce. So it's wonderful that you're ready to take any opportunity that you would be getting. And the next opportunity to answer or ride the train goes to Hodan. Hodan, which train are you going to choose?
I will go with 4.
4. An opportunity that you grabbed, and what happened next?
An opportunity that you grabbed. Thank you very much for the question. There has been a lot of opportunities that I got and grabbed actually, and I always make best of it. I try my best to use as best as I can. So what will happen will definitely be that I would learn a lot in the way, and I will try to develop myself in every aspect that opportunity give me, and I hope that it will lead me another opportunity, because every time one got opportunity and you make best of it, it will surely lead you with another opportunity. It may be very big or it may be very small, but what matters is that you will get another opportunity which you can make best of it, and with continue do that, you will come with one very, very big opportunity into the end, which will, which will make you very happy, I guess. So what will happen will be that I will keep grabbing until I come to the very big opportunity which I want to grab again. So that would be my answer. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Awesome. Hold on. It's great that you are ready to take every opportunity that comes your way. And our next table topic question goes to Alan. So Alan, what's your train?
I take train number 5, please.
5, yeah. Okay. And opportunities don't happen. You create them. How did you create, or how are you planning to create your big opportunity?
Well, in my case, the opportunity has came, I grasped it, and I took it. Back in 1998, I had my own business, and I was looking for various tenders in the newspapers to expand. And there was an advertisement there for a tender from Coca-Cola Amatil. So I sat down and wrote my tender out, the full business proposal. They got back to me 3 months later to negotiate. I went into the negotiations, things were very successful. And I was very lucky because during the 2000 Olympics in Sydney, I held the maintenance contract for every single piece of Coca-Cola equipment. The vending machines, the post mix machines, the fridges in the stores, the whole kit and caboodle. They went 100 kilometres south of Sydney, 60 kilometres west, and 100 kilometres north. I had to employ a lot of people to keep the work up. Everything had to be prepared for the Olympics, had to run it all through the Olympics, into the disabled games and onto the gay and lesbian games after that. I made an absolute fortune and paid most of that in wages and tax. But it was an opportunity I grabbed, I seized, I took it, and I was very successful at it, and I do not regret it in any way at all, and I never will. Mr. Table Topics Master.
Great answer, Alan. And it doesn't get bigger than the Olympics, does it? So our next question goes to Zaidi. Zaidi, you have two options, 2 or 8.
I'll take number 2, Raghav.
Okay. One time when you felt you missed your train, but things turned out for the better.
I would have to say when I went out on maternity leave, to some extent, I felt that I was missing out on things that were happening in the office and keeping up. But something happened that worked in my favor. I was working for the corporate team, and someone in the private equity team reached out to me and said, I am moving up to a CFO position. I will need a finance manager to take over my responsibilities. I don't have the position responsibilities laid out, but I just want to shoot this over to you. Think it over while you're on leave and get back to me and see if when you come back, it's a responsibility that you would like to assume. He knew that I was a new mom and that things would change a little bit, but he thought that this could really be a challenge for me to step up. I had no experience in private equity and what the firms were, so it was a whole new language that I had to learn for myself. But while I was out, I said, I'll take it. So I kind of also took the opportunity to start studying and reading up on what that market was about. And sure enough, I was back to the office in August, and by October, I was up and running. We went through our whole year-end process, and what initially seemed to me like I was missing out turned out to be an opportunity for me. So somebody felt that I was ready, and I did not miss a train. I did not skip a beat. I didn't know how I was going to manage childcare. I didn't know what my hours were going to look like. I did not know if I was going to have a flexible boss, but I was prepared. I was ready for the challenge. The opportunity came knocking. I jumped on that train, and I did not miss a beat. Thank you. Back to you.
Awesome, Zaidi. That's the spirit, and I am sure you truly seized that opportunity. So the next question goes to Kevin. Kevin, your question is number 8. So in the end, we only regret the chances that we did not take. One opportunity that you now think that you should have taken, and why?
Hey, thanks. So, tricky question. One opportunity. Well, seems to have gone. What was the question again?
Okay, sure. Sure, yeah.
Okay, one opportunity that you think you should have taken and why? Well, not so much an opportunity, but perhaps a different strategy. Back when I was running my old accountancy firm before I sold it about 3 years ago, the reason I sold it was because a new tax law came in that would change the tax status of certain types of workers. Around about 60–70% of my client portfolio would have been affected by this tax change. I wasn't going to come in for a couple of years, so my decision was, should I sell the firm now, or should I wait it out a couple of years, see how the market reacts, and kind of diversify my current client base in the lead up to this new law coming in? I decided to sell. By this point now, that law has come in, and actually it's nowhere near as bad as I suspected. I just got a bit freaked out by new legislation, basically. Don't get me wrong, hashtag first world problems, etc. I had to sell a company, oh no. But I probably wouldn't have done it, to be honest. I would have diversified the client portfolio and stayed on. Because now I'm in the position where I've got to start completely from scratch, and that will be done on Monday. So I would implore you all to always think twice about decisions before you get there. Cheers.
Awesome, Kevin. So all of you fellow buddies who are looking to sell your companies, don't do it. Wait for a while. And we have one surprise. I would implore one more person to take a question. Who's ready? Just unmute yourself and speak up. Yeah.
Kevin wanted to take the last time, the bonus time.
Kevin, you're going again, or?
Oh, he went. Oh.
Yeah, he went just now.
Oh yes, I already went.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I can go again if you really want, but.
Awesome. So we have Marina going for it. And the next question. One time when you gave someone a second chance, or someone gave you a second chance, and what happened?
Oh, I could answer everybody else's question, and now you've given me something that that I've really got to think about, and I think it ties in with your theme of opportunities again, and taking opportunities or understanding that opportunities may come, but maybe not at quite the right time. And I think back to my work on the luxury train, Rovos Rail, on which I worked. And it's not really a second chance, but I was given the opportunity to learn about silver service, 5-star service, and hospitality to the highest degree. But I don't think that I understood 100% what an impact that was actually going to have on my life. But I took everything that I was taught with me into my flying career. And it was quite a few years later, I'd say about 10 years later, I actually went back to my boss, my original boss on the train. And I went in and I thanked him. And I said, for everything that you've done for me, for everything that you taught me, which I didn't understand at the time, I now come back to thank you for that, because your training and your teaching has made me into what I am today and taken me to the top of my profession. So maybe it was a second chance in a sort of a roundabout way, in that I was able to appreciate what I was given at an early age and take that through into my future and actually apply it into my life at a later stage. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster. Tabletop
Wonderful.
Master. Apologies.
Wonderful, Marina. Awesome. So yeah, you never know. You just gotta take that opportunity and learn as much as you can. So the theme of the table topic segment was train of opportunities. And the point that I wanted to convey is that you might be in an old steam engine or a brand new high-speed train. So whichever train you are on, just look at your own train and your destination and you'll be happy. Don't look at the person riding beside you. Just ride your train and enjoy your journey. So that's all from me, and back to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Nicole.
Thank you very much, Raghav. If the meeting host could please put the poll for the best table topic speaker. Thank you very much. Okay, so now we'll be moving on to our third and final section of the meeting, which is the evaluation section. The evaluation section is so that prepared speakers and table topic speakers, everyone alike, can see feedback given to people presenting speeches and that we can all grow from it. It's not meant to criticize, but it's meant to construct people into better versions of themselves in the future. So without further ado, the evaluation section is driven by our general evaluator. And today's general evaluator is Dennis. So everyone, please welcome Dennis.
Hi everyone, it's me again. And yeah, it's my honor to be the general evaluator for today. Even though this is my first time, I'll try my best and I challenge myself with this last minute general evaluator. But anyway, let's welcome our evaluation team. So first, I believe we have to start with the individual evaluator. The first one is Denise. So let's welcome Denise to give her evaluation to the first speaker. So let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. I must admit that the pace of this meeting is going really quickly for me. Okay, so Vivek, I would like to congratulate you on completing your level 1 of mastering fundamentals in the dynamic leadership pathway. That's really good. Your speech titled How Not to Give Up brought on very valuable and relevant advice. You excelled at projecting yourself knowledgeable about the topic responsibly and elaborated using 2 examples, one in your professional life in the field of informational technology and the other in Toastmasters and how it has been beneficial. This, along with your confident and organized delivery, created a strong sense of identification with the audience that triggered very positive feedback at the end of your speech. To challenge you in your next project, I would suggest to be mindful of your hand gestures. At times, our hands are useful to pacing our tone of voice, and I would just encourage you to be mindful of where you locate your hands because they could imploringly distract your audience. To summarize, the acronym WAR, W for the why, your reason, A for acknowledging that there will be obstacles, and R for rewarding yourself, and to remember that, demonstrates that you apply the basics of researching how people motivate themselves and keep themselves engaged. I think it was brilliant the way you blended your experiences with how you understand people to deliver a practical message that here in Buddies we can all benefit from. Your content, along with the style in which you presented the speech, also blended very well. You looked very professional. You had a strong presence, as some of us have already mentioned in the chat. And I guess that everything that you thought and went through to deliver this speech yielded into a very practical and informational one that has inspired the audience to continue pursuing growth. Great job, Vivek. I am looking forward to the next one. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Denise. It was very clear and thorough. And moving on to the next. So our next individual evaluator is Alan. So please welcome Alan to give his evaluation to our speaker number 2. Hi, Alan, it's yours.
Thank you very much. Normally I wouldn't do this, but I'm going to address the topic first. The topic, horrible bosses. Well, I'll honestly say, I think everyone in this room could relate to your topic. We've all had them. So that was a really good topic you chose. You had a wonderful feeling and emotion levels in your speech. Your vocal variety was very clear and simple. Although it could do with a bit of a polish up. You're very close to getting there. You could tell you're working without notes, but that will come in time. So it's no great problem there. Your gestures, your hands are always on the move. Very well done. Comfort level, you're extremely comfortable. You seem to be enjoying yourself with your speech, which is a good thing. One of the suggestions I'd make is bring your hair back away from your eyes a bit, because you do have nice eyes, and people like to see them. Interesting subject? Most definitely. I was watching different people where you could do in your speech, and you had quite a few people entranced with the speech itself. You could see them cringe when you mentioned certain items, because they'd been through something similar. So all up, you did an absolutely brilliant speech. You should be proud of yourself. Keep on working without notes, and you'll improve so much faster you wouldn't believe. I'd like to congratulate you on a wonderful speech. Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Alan. Okay, so let's move on to the next individual evaluator, who is Marina. So Marina, please, yeah, the stage is yours. Please give your evaluation to the speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Before I give my evaluation, please, Mr. Timer, please may I have the time of Lillian's speech, if you have it at hand?
Yeah, so it was 4 minutes and 53 seconds.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, Lillian, I certainly enjoyed your speech. It was a wonderful description and account of your life, starting off from where you were born, which it did intrigue me. That was something that I wanted to know, going through your move to the United States and then onto your career. Now, the title of your speech for today was My Reason for Joining Toastmasters. And as soon as you got into your career and the interviewing side of your career, we suddenly understood where Toastmasters was going to be a valuable part of your journey going forward. So immediately you tied in your theme, so we could understand why you had chosen that particular theme for your speech. An icebreaker is just to give us a little overview of yourself, and you certainly did that. And we had a good understanding of where you had come from and where you were going to. You had, with your presentation, going through the various things that you really excelled at, you had great presence. Your lighting was absolutely perfect, and your background was also perfect. I couldn't fault that. I tried and I looked very hard and I couldn't fault that at all. You had a beautiful smile on your face as you spoke, and your whole demeanor was extremely warm. So it was a great delight to be able to watch you giving your speech as well. You're also very well spoken, considering that English is not your first language. You enunciate properly and you have very good eye contact. So congratulations on all of that. What I could say what I could advise to work on is I would move your camera so that we see a little bit more of your body. And why I'm saying that is if you gesture, we cannot see your hands. Your camera vision was quite high, so we saw a section of you, but not the lower section. And if you would gesture with your hands, we would not see any of those gestures. And that is a very important criteria when giving a speech. So that is something that I would suggest you work on. And then to challenge yourself, I would say if you're able to stand for your next speech, absolutely fantastic, because that'll give you more freedom of body movement. And it just brings another whole dimension to your speech. But all in all, very, very well presented. I must say, I don't know if that's your first icebreaker, because it certainly was extremely polished and a joy to listen to. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Yeah, thank you, Marina. So I guess that's all of the individual evaluators. So next, we will move on to the table topic evaluation, which we have a table topic evaluator who is Nicole. So let's welcome Nicole to give her evaluation.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so this is my first time being the table topics evaluator. And for the interest of time, what I'm going to do is that I am going to mention something that each speaker did very well, something that we could all keep an eye on to do in future table topics ourselves. And then if there's anything that a speaker can improve upon, I'm just going to write it to you in the chat directly. Okay, so our first speaker was Han. And what is the opportunity that's waiting for you? So something that Han did was that he started off his speech by repeating the question. So that's very good because it gives you time to think about what you want to say. And it also gives you time to not only think about it, but if you already know what you're going to say, to organize yourself so that you can say it during the 2 to 3 minutes that you have as a table topic speaker. Our next speaker was Madi. And Madi's question was about a unique opportunity. So something that Madi did that was really good was that he talked about a difficult situation, which was the pandemic. Everyone views the pandemic and everything that it caused in different ways, but he gave it the positive spin in the terms of you can do 2 things in a situation. You can view a situation as a challenge, as something to complain about, or you can look at the silver lining of the situation and try to make things better. Our third speaker was Maurice. And Maurice, I want you to know that my internet cut off right as you were going to speak, which is really frustrating because I heard the question, the top 3 skills. And when my internet finally came back, I just heard that one of the skills was animal handling. And I was like, wait, what, how did you get there? So I was so sad that I couldn't hear it because it was very interesting to see like animal handling is one of them. I was like, what are the other 2? So you definitely caught my attention. So I'm pretty sure you caught everyone's attention with your 3 recommended skills, which is awesome. Catching attention in a 2 to 3 minute speech can be hard at times, but you did a good job. So the next speaker is Bruce. And Bruce's question was about a big opportunity or small opportunities. So I like the way that Bruce bent the question and made it his own, especially when he closed his speech by saying about the opportunities that he has in his heart. So that he's always true to himself whenever he's seeing an opportunity and making sure that there are things that are close to him and that matter to him. which is important to remember when you're trying to give a speech. If you can't think of something right off the bat that's very detailed or very explicit about what you're saying, sometimes it's good to just stick to the things that are important to you and then express yourself, and usually it'll come out naturally. Our next speaker was Hold On, and it's about an opportunity grabbed and what happened next. So the thing that was really good from Hodan was Hodan's enthusiasm when speaking. So I could feel the enthusiasm not only when she was grabbing the opportunity, but also when she closed off the speech, she still closed it off with the same enthusiasm about grabbing future opportunities, which I think is really good. And following speaker is Alan. And his question was about how do you create your own opportunity, or how do you plan to create it? And he gave us an example about negotiating, an impressive example, because his result was negotiating something that had to do with the Olympics. And with the current Olympics being running through, that's something, at least in my opinion, that's very big. And it's something that everyone can learn from. So our next speaker is Sadie. Sadie's was when you felt you missed a train, but it turned out that it was better. So I liked, you had a present example, you had it right at the front of your mind, which is awesome. And the way you explained your opportunity, you started off from how you were feeling, how you felt in the middle of it, the uncertainty, and then how you tied it up with a bow with a very nice explanation of where you are now. And quite frankly, the tone that you use and the words that you use, plus how you pace yourself, I don't know about everyone else, but I can say that most of us are really excited for you and your new opportunity, and we can feel how proud you are of how far you've come and how excited you are to keep trudging through. Okay, and then our next speaker was Kevin. It's about one opportunity that you should have taken and why. So the strategy that Kevin used was stepping back and helping give us perspective as to what the situation was, what was his reasoning to take one opportunity and not the other, and what his reasoning is now with the perspective that he has now, and what he may have done different. So that nugget of wisdom was really good, Kevin. Thank you very much. And our final speaker was Marina, which is about second chances given or given to you. So something that I liked about how Marina gave her speech was that, yes, it was about second chances, but instead of focusing mostly on what the chances were or what may have gone wrong the first time around, she focused more on being grateful for the skills that she had from the first time that she took with her when she transitioned into the second opportunity. And it may not necessarily be considered for some people, maybe for others, yes, that it is a second opportunity since they sound to be different, but it's very nice to see how she tied together those experiences. And you can tell that she's someone that no matter where it is that you throw her into the new experience, she's going to keep taking those skills and keep being grateful and growing in the future. So those are things that our table topic speakers did awesomely. And I will now hand it back to our general evaluator for today. Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, Nicole. Yeah, very well, very good evaluation. Okay, so I think it's time for our facilitators. So first, I will give the stage to our timer. Madam, yeah, please share with you your observation. Thank you.
Sure, thank you, Dennis. Hello, everyone. Let me just share the screen here. So all the speakers and role takers today did a great job. Starting off with the prepared speeches, Vivek spoke for 5 minutes and 14 seconds, which is 14 seconds over the base limit. And Tracy spoke for 6 minutes and 57 seconds, which is 1 minute and 57 seconds over. And the last prepared speaker, Lillian, spoke for 4 minutes and 53 seconds, which is 53 seconds over the icebreaker limit. And moving on to the table topics, Horn spoke for 1 minute and 11 seconds, which is 11 seconds over. Mahdi spoke for 1 minute and 40 seconds, which is 40 seconds over. Maurice spoke for 1 minute and 10 seconds, which is 10 seconds over. Bruce spoke for 1 minute and 39 seconds, which is 39 seconds over. Hodon spoke for 1 minute and 32 seconds. Alan spoke for 2 minutes and 2 seconds, which is a minute and 2 seconds over. Zadie spoke for 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Kevin spoke for 1 minute and 36 seconds. And finally, Marina spoke for 1 minute and 32 seconds. Thank you so much, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Yeah, thank you, Dimer. Okay, let's move on to our grammarian, who is Riley. So Riley, would you please to share your observation? Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. So today's word of the day was implore, which means to make an earnest request, or to say something as a request in a sincere or urgent manner, or to ask or beg for something earnestly. I set a very aggressive target for us today of 15 uses. In the tech industry, we would call a target like this a BHAG, which means a big, hairy, audacious goal. The acronym was coined in the book Built to Last, Successful Habits of Visionary Companies by Jim Collins, which means a clear and compelling target to strive for. So I set the goal 15 uses. We actually used it 10 times today, with Karen using it once, Mary using it twice, Denise twice, Nicole twice, Lillian once, Kevin once, and Raghav once. I thought it was an excellent usage of the word in general, and I really implore everyone to use it during this week in your professional and personal lives. I did not take any note of any major misuses of words or grammar, but I did remark a few excellent uses of words and statements that I'll go through right now. So the first is, I started to lose steam. Second is, I want to improve my career prospects. Third, overcoming obstacles. Fourth, chart the course to my future. Fifth, that was going to be my legacy. Sixth, profound. Seventh, little interactions. Eighth, a big milestone. Ninth, take every opportunity that comes your way. 10th, and I hadn't heard this one in a very long time. Probably my dad was the last person I heard use this one. The whole kit and caboodle. The next one was, I did not skip a beat. And the final remarkable sentence I noted was a strong sense of identification. I want to congratulate everyone on excellent use of words and grammar and structure throughout the entire meeting today. And I want to pass it back to Dennis. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Riley. So next is our counter, who is Karen. So Karen, please share with us your observation. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me share my screen here. Overall, everybody did quite well. I think the biggest struggle, of course, is in the table topics. And I'm going to try to, well, I'll forget that. There's another one for me. I'm counting my own. That is one thing that I have really picked up on, is that I catch when my normal speech how many times I'm doing the and the ah. Those are my two fill-in words. I mean, it just was really a great time. Everybody else, it was just really basic. I think any type of speech habits, but the table topics is where everybody seems to struggle with the ums and the extended pauses. I mean, totally explainable. I don't like table topics. Let's see. That's it, I guess. Everybody did extremely well, with quite a few speakers coming in with no errors found. So I thank you all. It was a very great meeting and I enjoyed all the topics. Back to you.
Thank you, Karen. Okay, so next is the audio video body language evaluator, who is Mary. So Mary, please share with us your observations. Thank you.
Okay, so from the area of body language, audio, and video, we did do pretty well. Would like to point out a couple general statements right up front. In the area of video, everybody was framed well in the middle of the screen. I noticed that several of us are using the new blur background feature, which is very effective. In some cases, I think was a little bit better than the normal backgrounds that we have. It was a little bit less distracting. And the one thing that I did notice was that in several cases, people have like a white shirt on a white background, or a black shirt on a black background. And so that lack of contrast didn't do as much justice as if you had a little bit more contrast in your between your clothing and what your background had. So in the area of audio, the audio was pretty good. There was only a couple people that were a little bit low, but they weren't low all the time. It was more intermittent. And then from the standpoint of body language, I would like to encourage us all to be a little bit conscious of some of our hand gestures. I saw a lot of like playing with the hair and that type of thing, which can be a real distraction during a Zoom meeting. So from some specific feedback, Denise, as always, you have very nice eye contact, which is kind of like a warm, gives people a warm welcome. Nicole, you came across well on the screen. I like the conversational style that you had, and that comes across well on this type of a meeting. Vivek, hold on one second here, let me read this here. I really like the way you had the background. I thought you were well framed in your presentation, and you came across extremely well is from both an audio and a visual standpoint. Lillian, I think Marina said it very well. She talked about your good eye contact and your warm smile. It made you feel very welcoming. It's like somebody I would like to get to know. Tracy, again, you were well framed. Your background was good, and you made a good presence on the screen. A note to myself, I need to lock the door so the dog doesn't get into the room and cause a distraction. Marina, you came across very professional and with a nice presence on the screen. The last comment was to Regal, a little bit, your volume seemed to slip in and out. I don't know whether you were moving away from the speaker or what. So with that, nicely done. And I will turn it back to you, Dennis. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. So I guess it's time for me to give the general evaluation. Actually, I did get a checklist, but I'm not sure how I'm familiar with that. With that said, I still want to share some of my observations. So first of all, yeah, I think the meeting was very good, very well. It was smooth and it runs very coherently. I really like that we didn't have any substantial time to stop to figure out what to do next. And all the facilitators introduced their roles and elements very well, including theme topics and word of the day and everything. All the audience was very engaged. I really like that. So I implore you to give all of us a round of applause. Okay, so aside from that, I did also notice something to improve. So first of all, note to myself, it's a technical problem. So when I was making the joke master session, and I believe that hardly could I notice the message of feedback coming to me, because it's quite hard to make sure everyone is on the same page through this online setup. What I saw wasn't very the same as what you did see on the screen. So I believe maybe my suggestion will be to rehearse the settings before we start all the meeting. Not only for prepared speakers or evaluators, but I think for all the settings to be rehearsed as well. And the other one is a minor one. The guest wasn't called on for the table topic session. I think next time we can engage guests more for the table topic. But all in all, I think everything was very good and I enjoyed a lot, and I hope everyone enjoyed a lot as well. Yeah, so all in all, that's my general evaluation. I would like to back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Nicole. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dennis. Okay, I would like to ask the host to please post the remaining polls. Perfect. Okay, and Ezra, I want to ask, did we post the best evaluator poll? Since I'm a co-host, I can't really vote, so I don't remember.
No, we did not. So we will go on to that poll when this one has completed.
Perfect. All right, thank you very much. Okay, everyone. Thank you very much for coming to today's meeting. Thank you for taking the opportunity to grow and become a better version of yourself, whether it's a better leader or a better speaker. We're excited that you took the time out on a Saturday to come spend time with us. Ooh, there's the last poll for today. All right, so that being said, I will wait a few minutes, well, a few seconds really, for the poll to be done so that then I'll be able to announce the winners. So once again, thank you very much. If there's any questions that a guest may have about Toastmasters International or about Buddies in general, you can write it in the chat. Our Vice President of Membership is here, he's Ragav. And something that you can also do is that you can write to us via our Buddies email, which is buddiestmi@gmail.com, in case you have any further questions about how to become a member or about Toastmasters in general. So something beautiful. Right, I'm getting the winners right now in the chat. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the Best Prepared Speaker Award. And our best prepared speaker for today was Tracy. Tracy, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I really tried to take a situation and make it as light as possible, but also a learning moment, because just so everyone can be challenged or charged to take charge and make your future what you want it to be and not be led by someone else. So I just want to say thank you and hope that you all are motivated to do that. Thank you. Great.
Thank you very much, Tracy. Yes. All right. Our next award is our Best Table Topic Speaker. And our Best Table Topic Speaker for today was Marina. Marina, would you like to say something?
Thank you very much, Nicole, and thank you very much, everybody else. Like I said, when all those questions came up, I could relate to every single one of them. So it's amazing when you look back how many opportunities we are actually given, and hopefully we're wise enough to see the opportunities and take the opportunities. And as you said, Nicole, to move forward and learn from the opportunities and make them a part of our growth into the future. Thank you.
Okay, so now it's our Best Evaluator of the Day poll. And our Best Evaluator of the Day is Marina. Please come back to the podium.
Goodness me, thank you very much, Nicole. I must say, when I listened to Denise's evaluation, I was blown away with the eloquence of her evaluation. So I'm very humbled to receive the award, and I thank you very much. And it's always great to be a part of somebody's journey and that they can actually build on the evaluation that we are able to give them. So to all the speakers tonight, make the most of your evaluations and grow on the backs of what you have been told this evening. Thank you very much, Nicole.
Thank you, Marina. Okay, and our final award is the Best Facilitator of the meeting award, and the award goes to, and I feel weird doing this, myself. So something that I want to point out is that today we had people who are filling in their facilitator roles for the first time. Our audio video body language monitor, Mary, this was her first time doing the role, and she did awesome. Her observations and the way she delivered her observations were very good. And Dennis stepped up for the general evaluator role at the last minute. Thank you very much, Dennis. Your report was, you organized yourself very clearly, and then how you express yourself, we understood you well as well. And we also had our other facilitators who did an awesome job. I want to give a shout out to Karen, because as an accounter, she kept herself accountable, which is awesome. And our meetings really are awesome, not because of the facilitators, but also the speakers and the members and the guests and everyone who just comes to participate and takes time out on a Saturday. That being said, I would like to hand the podium off to our club president to close the meeting. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Nicole, and thank you everyone for participating in your lovely comments. I think they're very encouraging, and that's the way that we want to keep it. Okay, so I will wrap up the meeting because we're 9 minutes over. Thank you all for joining. Remember that we meet every Saturday at 1 p.m. UTC. So I'll see you on the next one. Have a great week. Bye. You can stop the recording.